Hey Libra, Libra rising. Let's talk about the astrology for March 2025. It's an action-packed month and there's a lot of things occurring. We've got 2 retrogrades and 2 eclipses, as well as Neptune changing signs since 2011. Now, although there's a lot of energy, it seems like there's a lot of repeated themes that are occurring. So there's opportunities and windows to make change around the same themes and topics. And if you take a look at the screen, I have highlighted the 6th house and the 7th house because that's where there's going to be a lot of energy, a lot of action, a lot of movement, as well as your 12th house where there's going to be a lunar eclipse occurring. There's also going to be a partial eclipse occurring in your opposite sign, and we'll get into that. But I want to kick off with Venus. Now, Venus is your ruler, and Venus will be in your opposite sign, and it will go retrograde on March the 1st at 10 degrees of Aries. Now, Libra and also Aries, these 2 zodiac signs have been going through the most for the last year and a half because of the eclipses. So many of you have gone through major life changes, and they could relate particularly to relationships, especially because Libra rules over relationships. So it seems like there could be some residue energy left, or things that you still need to kind of like figure out or navigate through or overcome, come to some sort of solution, resolution, or conclusion. And with relationships, whether you are choosing to move forward in a relationship, whether you're choosing to part ways, whether you're on a healing journey, whether you're on a journey of self-love, that is a process. It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight, and it can take years and years, right? So that's why it seems like these themes keep on coming up, because they're really assisting you in this journey that you're on, and that may be different for everyone. It may not be the same, but there is a huge theme around love, relationships, and harmony, matters of the heart particularly. So with Venus going retrograde on March the 1st, it will be in your 7th house. So it's kind of like just really strongly emphasizing on relationships, partnerships, other people. The 7th house could also rule over conflict. Now, you're a peacemaker. You're all about balance and harmony. So sometimes that can be a little challenging for you, but there could be some situations or some relationships or partnerships that you have to kind of go back and forth with and come to some sort of, like I said, solution, resolution, or conclusion. Now, this is further emphasized by Mercury also going retrograde in the sign of Aries at 9 degrees on March the 15th. Both Venus and Mercury are emphasizing on there may be some important conversations that need to be had. There may be some conversations that perhaps you've been avoiding, but due to the situation, you have to have these important conversations and dialogue between you and other people. Perhaps this means that you're thinking a lot about relationships during this time, or this could even involve like contracts as well. So that is going to be very strong, a strong theme for you. What also further emphasizes this is that on March the 29th, we have a partial solar eclipse in your opposite sign, Aries, at 9 degrees. So take a look at where 9 and 10 degrees of Aries is in your chart, because that is going to be a major degree, because we've got Mercury going retrograde at 9 degrees, a solar eclipse happening at 9 degrees of Aries. So if you have anything at 9 degrees of Aries or Libra, you'll be impacted the most this month. Now, with a partial solar eclipse, it's kind of like repeating the same themes of Venus and Mercury, and this could be a time where something moves forward, or there's some sort of progression around relationships and partnerships and other people. On March the 30th, we have Neptune, the planet of dreams and spirituality and creativity and intuition, changing signs. It's going to move out of your 6th house into your 7th house. Now, with Neptune, Neptune is very at home in Pisces because it rules over Pisces. But when it gets into Aries, this is like just so different. It's so different. And Neptune has a beautiful energy to it. It can be so celestial, so divine, so connected with the higher realms, higher consciousness, higher awareness. But then there's also a shadow side to Neptune, where there could be some confusion or mist, or things may not be clear. Neptune can also sometimes rule over escapism or deceit as well. So that's something you got to be mindful regarding other people, okay? Be very careful. Now, Neptune moving into Aries, going through your 7th house, is going to be there for a very, very long time because it's one of the most slowest moving planets. So it may not impact everyone the same way. If we look at the positive manifestation, this may be a time where you're seeking more spiritual connections. You're seeking more divine, intuitive, creative, heartfelt connections more than ever. That could be a huge theme with Neptune moving into your 7th house. Let's take a look at the eclipse that's going to occur on March the 14th in the sign of Virgo. It's going to be right at the end of 23 degrees. So if we round that up 24 degrees, take a look at where that falls in your chart. This is a lunar eclipse and this is a south node eclipse. So there's an emphasis on letting go, releasing, things coming to an end, things changing from one form to another. It could be a very karmic time. Now for you, it's impacting both your 6th and 12th house axis. The Sun and Saturn will be in your 6th house in a conjunction, and opposite will be the moon in your 12th house. So the 12th house is the past. It's emotions. It's what you're holding on to, what you're storing. It's a very karmic energy. It's also an area of life that rules over healing as well. So there may be a lot going on this month, but it has a lot to do with the past. It has a lot to do with clearing away the past. It has a lot to do with letting go. It has a lot to do with clearing away anything that is not of service to you, because the Sun and Saturn will be in the 6th house. There's an emphasis here on health, wellness, self-care, even work. So these two areas of life may require balance. Because Saturn is in the 6th house, there could be some sort of delay or restriction or challenge, or you kind of come to some sort of realization of what is kind of like blocking you from moving forward. You could have like a major epiphany that occurs during this time, but it does present you a window of healing, of deep healing, especially because the eclipse is going to be in the 12th house. Healing past situations, past karma, memories that you're holding on to, energies that you're holding on to, emotions, sensitivities. This could also have to do with like kind of restructuring or reorganizing your life as well. So Libra, take it easy. I hope this month brings you the change you are seeking, and I'll catch you very soon.